Hey everyone, welcome back to an Arknights review video. This time we're going to talk about, the latest event, the rides, something. The Degenbrecher event. Let me just read what the events are called. The rides to Lake Silberneherze or something. Alright. I read the story. I mean, it's the fastest that I've read an Arknight story. I think this was on the shorter side of it, not that long like Il Circusano or what should I say? Silberneherze, Lone Trail. Those are like flagship events. This was like a short event, and it was amazing. It was amazing because you have this character like Degenbrecher, who's like this insane warrior, the Black Knight of Kazimierz, and then you throw her into a comedy. Like the story is that the story is a comedy. It has the great epic fight scene at the end. It has the deception of certain characters that I will get into, but at its core it's still just a drama comedy, and it's on the good side of it because it's just so enjoyable. It's a fun read. It's a very, very good read. The OST slaps hard. This music that's playing, it's so good. It's so catchy. I don't know, I get vibes from, I can't say where exactly, but it's just this familiar vibes that I get from listening to this music. It's kind of fun, and the event was good, the rewards and all, whatever. Coming to the story wise, as I said, drama comedy. Amazing. It's so fun, it's so hilarious with the cameos as well. There are 3 major cameos in the story that I was while reading out, I was like, whoa. So let me just give a short recap of the story. The story began with Leto, Harold. These Harold is the main character. Leto might be known to few veteran people, those who played past events. I had no idea who Leto was, so to me Leto was a completely brand new character. Same with Degenbrecher, because I haven't read Break the Ice or any other past stories, so all these characters were new to understand. So we open up on a train. We have Harold, Leto meeting each other. We have Degenbrecher also, she's solving something and then appears on the train with her hands covered in blood, and there's just this huge misunderstanding where it seems Degenbrecher is after Harold's life, but then they run through the entire train, and then they find out Degenbrecher just wants to give some news to Harold about about a beast giving birth or something. In the midst of that, we have Victoria's Trilby Ashes, which honestly I read chapters. I don't remember when Trilby Asher was first introduced in the Victoria arc, but all in all, Trilby Ashes character, the variety of Trilby Ashes, all of them are hilarious. The spies, the genuine spies, but they're just so dumb, so naive. It's just so hilarious to read however they what should I say? How they converse, how they gather information, when they screw up. So it's just so cool. And then they arrive at the station, they go their separate ways. Degenbrecher is, doing what she does, just chilling. And Harold came to, so basically the entire, the Lake Silberneherze or whatever. So there's this huge statue that's about to be unveiled, and there's a ceremony for the Gerag or something. I have no idea which syllable is priceless. It's probably Gerag or Gerag. I'm going with the J silent, so it's Gerag for me. But feel free to correct me in the comments, because it would totally help me a lot. I have no idea how these words are pronounced. So moving on, we have this huge statue of this goddess getting revealed, and Brahminix is there. She's the saint, so she's busy with that. Kurja is also there. Gera, something like that. And then Silver Ash has his own motives with Carlin trade, with promoting trade to improve the country. So everyone has their motivations behind it. We have Gnosis also, most of the time Gnosis is either drunk or getting joked upon. So I think that's his character. I mean, I honestly don't know what Gnosis is like. So like this story just portrayed him as that. So like most of the time he's either drunk or he's the butt of the joke. So that's that. Anyways, Harold has this entire Victorian army set over here. Their plan is to destroy the statue, ruin the ceremony, so that they can reveal that Silver Ash and everybody is planning they're creating military weapons that they shouldn't be doing. So there's stuff around that. But overall, we have Leto's also story with her coming to Kera to initially it was to what should I say, to scatter her mother's remains, but then eventually as you read through the story you figure out that her mother isn't dead, which is actually a pretty good shocker and a good plot twist as well, because I was like, wait, what? And then you're getting what should I say, Arctros or something like that, so you find out that he is her Leto's father. And then you have this really hilarious father-daughter dynamic where Leto's obviously pissed, and her only motive is to to find her father so that she can get him to pay the bills. So it's good. There's a good comedy sense over there, and I just Brahminics is Brahminics. I love Brahminics. I mean Enya, or what do you want to call a saintess. So the story was a good cohesive story. It was actually pretty fun to read this time. It was not a slog fest or I'm yawning every 2 to 3 chapters or I can't read. It was it kept me captivated and made me want to read more. And this was probably one of the few stories where I slightly wish that it was a bit longer. And I know Arknight stories are quite long, so yeah. Anyways, Harold's part. So we have this ending fight with Degenbrecher fighting the entire Victorian army that Harold had brought, and she was this one-man army. So there's also this Harold boss fight, which is so annoying, but I'll get into that later. Anyhow, overall the story was actually pretty good, and it ended with Kerag opening up to the world. It created partnerships with Kazimierz. It created partnerships with probably Columbia. So it was actually really good. Now the cameos. First was Whiplash, I think Whislash, I think she's called that. So it was so fun. When she showed up as foreigner tourist, I was like, whoa, wait. And then alongside her we had Blemish Shine. So I was like, wait, Maria's also here. And then I was like, show me Miana, show me Neil. But only those two were there. So I was like, that was the first cameo that I was like, wow, this is good. And the second one was towards the end of the story, where Silver Ash had this guest coming, so to settle the matter, to stop Harold from completely destroying the ceremony or stopping him basically. So we had a few special guests. The first was probably a spokesperson from Kazimierz, who is uninteresting. Second was the guests, the knights. But the main thing that I was hyped for is when they introduced us, when the doctor came, and I was like, wait, we're also going there. And that I okay, the doctor came, but I was like, okay, this is good, this is nice, it's understandable, we're this huge character and all. But going forward, when the doctor said Mulesies, I was like, what? Moo is there? Now, if you guys don't know, I am a huge Mulesies fan. I love her. I love her so much. So when Mulesies showed up in the video, in the story, I was like, this is peak event. This is absolute peak event. I don't care about anything. She showed up, so automatically this event has become peak. Even if it's for 3 or 4 screens, it's like, okay, she's there, it's peak event. So yeah. That was the funny what should I say, the cameos that were actually pretty good. Now Coming forward to the character arcs, really liked all of them. Like, all of them are amazing characters. The comedy was amazing. Story length also perfect, and dialogues weren't that lore heavy. It was more character heavy, so like character centered, so you could understand the jokes. Even as someone who hasn't read any past stories regarding Degenbrecher or Leto or Harold, I have no idea whether he was introduced before or not, but yeah. So even if you're going in blind, you will enjoy the story. Coming to the event, the nodes. It's actually nice that they have this train. I thought that majority of the event would be focused on the train part, but I was like, hey, while reading it, I was like, okay, this is just for commuting, or like going from one station to another. So the nodes were adequately good. Like up till 7 I had no problem at all. Like I went first try and just completed it easy peasy. But the problem was the 8th one, the boss node, which I don't think I would even farm this node at all. Like it does have crystals, but is 142 crystals, so I'm just gonna stick to R7. RS7 is 61 manganese ore. You can't have enough of ore, man. So yeah, the boss was annoying. Actually, the gimmick is actually pretty annoying if it messes you up. So I'm terribly scared for the X stages that's gonna come up next week. But overall, the event was actually pretty easy. Like once you get the hang of where to deploy or how to activate the heaters basically in this event. So like all your operators should be surrounding the event, or not the event, the heater, and it'll be easy peasy. It's easy enough. The problem is RS8 where the boss shows up, which is Harold, and he's actually pretty annoying boss because he what should I say, diffuses your heaters like randomly. I think it's probably the last 2 heaters that you ignite, so he just straight up diffuses that. Like you could go to hell. So in phase 1 it diffuses 1, in phase 2 it fuses 2. Also the other problem is that you have to keep these heaters active, because if you don't keep them active, Harold will deal AoE global damage to all your operators on the field when 25% of his HP declines, and depending on the number of unlit heaters, he's going to deal additional damage, and that additional damage is actually pretty insane. So I would just recommend you just keep all your heaters alive if you can. If you want to know how I cleared it, I would probably do this node again for a cumulative video of how I do the R6, R7 and R8 stages, but that'll be another video. However, what I could tell you is that for the heaters, Exia was amazing. Exia Shining, since Shining buffs your defense and Harold deals physical damage, so defense is an absolute must. Exia Shining, Saria is actually pretty good, because if you can keep her deployed for long, she gets those additional attack and defense stats which completely negate the attacks Harold does. And you have to keep skill 1 because it just charges faster. So apart from that, Thorns was actually also pretty good for the initial part of the stage. Later on, Thorns is not important at all, but initially Thorns is good. Basically what you want to do is try to keep all the heaters activated. So you need to have at least one ranged operator hitting the heater whenever it diffuses, whenever Harold deignites it. So you have to just place your ranged units in such a way that whenever one gets unlit, you have to just basically relit it, and it'll just be a piece of cake. So it's not that difficult, once you get the idea. And word of advice, do not burst kill Harold unless you have M3 or something, M3 level 90 bot 6, or insane supporters and all. Don't just burst kill him. I tried to burst kill him with my Surtur, and for the first 3 turns it did not end well. So I had to hop on Reddit and read through other people's experiences, and some guy said that do not burst kill this guy, just chip damage him and it'll work. So I was like, okay, I'll try it again. So I went in with Exia, Saria, Lin, Shining, Reed, and then Mulesey's Thorns, and chip damage worked. So like, it just works. Granted, all my characters have M1 and they're actually getting pretty high level as well, so it's still good. But apart from that, event, peak, good comedy, good fun, and yep, the banner was like, you already saw it, two multis and didn't get anything, so not even a letter, so it just, sucks, but it's okay. Now let me show you my M1. Nyal the Radiant Knight. I'm doing S2 first because S2 is like your heli drop attack skill, although S3 is also actually pretty good, and I will be like raising masteries for all of them, but it just takes time, man. I'm just working on it slowly and gradually. So yep, also Reed Alter module came out, which was actually pretty stoked. I don't know if it's actually good or not, but I just like having modules. And I didn't realize that Scissoran gets another module with this update, because just before this update I unlocked Scissoran's module thinking that this is probably going to be the only one that she gets, and then right after the update I'm like, wait, she gets another one, and this is like an even better one because it slows the enemy for a moderate period of time compared to this one, which just like I think buffs her SP regeneration rate. So I mean, we'll see. This could be a good option if I want to pair her up with Skadi Alter and Virtuosa, since they're both supporters as well. So anyways, this is my review video. This is my thoughts on the event. I have not heard Degenbrecher's song. If there's a song coming out, I will probably listen to it and give my, I won't make a video on it, but you'll probably see it in my playlist if I decide to upload that as a post someday. But anyways, that's for now. I'm just waiting for the X stages unlocks on 28th June, so we're gonna die there. But overall, fun event, good event, and I can't wait to pull for Ray next, because I'm not pulling anything. I am not pulling for Mother, even if she is actually so hot and amazing. You pull for penance. I'm telling you, pull for penance. No regrets. Pull for penance. But anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Support me, please. And I will be uploading more Arknights videos down the road. So stick around and have a great day. And enjoy doctoring. Goodbye.